I lived in Turks and Caicos for 14 years, and in Barbados, we didn't have a hospice. And it makes such a difference to families, to the caregivers particularly, as well as the patients themselves.
I don't think this island realises what resource we have here with Jasmine Care. They are all phenomenal.
Alan was in dreadful pain. He was in intensive care. And I remember the doctors saying, "Mr. Hewitt, we've given you enough morphine to kill a horse." Yeah. And he was still not getting any relief. And these ladies came in and using their experiences and their expertise, they started making different concoction of the different medicines. And that was how he was able to get some comfort.
So a number of years ago, my brother-in-law was diagnosed with myeloma, which is a really nasty form of cancer. And it eventually got to the point where he decided that the treatment he was receiving was just so invasive and unpleasant. It was impacting his quality of life well above and beyond the benefits. So he decided to stop treatment one day after talking with his family and went into a palliative care environment. And this is the thing, and the important message is that receiving that palliative care gave him an exit from the world that was, it was beautiful. And it was one which the family found very easy to deal with. So I think palliative care is a critical service and one that needs to be supported.
My mother was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and when she stopped chemo, we had a meeting with her doctor and her oncologist, and he suggested that we reach out to hospice. Not everyone has pain in end-of-life care, but my mother had suffered a great deal with pain, and I had a lot of questions about the type of medication because of Mama's cancer and all the organs that it affected. She couldn't eat, and she couldn't eat for 9 weeks. It is extremely devastating to have to watch your loved one not being able to eat, especially the type of person that Mama was. In her obituary, it was filled with tributes of people who enjoyed her food. It felt like I was starving her, and a lot of my family members and friends couldn't quite understand the process that we were going through, but Ginny came out on more than one occasion to reassure me that what we were doing was all that we could do. It would have probably been a lot worse had I not had Jasmine involved.
My name's Craig Smith. I'm a partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers in the Cayman Islands. When we had an opportunity to get to learn about Jasmine, we recognized immediately that this is a worthy cause. And then we were personally impacted by it as well, with a colleague spending her last days at Jasmine. Young, untimely, and cancer was the cause. You're never fully prepared, and therefore unsure and unknowing about how to handle such a situation. Seeing her experiences with Jasmine, gave us even more belief in the cause and even more reason to support. The level of compassion and dignity which was provided is something that everybody deserves, and it's hugely important to be able to offer that to everybody.
My mom had lung cancer, and we were trying to find help. A colleague at work had mentioned it, that I could get help because at the time I was her primary caregiver. I had no help. She told me that I could reach out to Jasmine. I cried. I cried because I knew I had a lot on my shoulders, but after seeing what the ladies at Jasmine offered, the services that they offered, and the care that they gave to my mom and also to me in terms of helping with her meds and her care, and also just being there for her. It was significant. It was amazing.
Liz Decal used to come to the home and see my mom and assess her. And then Liz went on vacation at Christmas. She was only gone for a week. And when she came back, she noticed a decline in my mother that I hadn't noticed. Because I was there all the time with my mom, I did not see it. And she offered me morphine for my mom, and I said thank you, because my mom had been in pain for 10 years. And it wasn't until Jasmine Care came in and was involved with her care that my mom could finally get some get a break from the pain that she'd been in.
In my situation, they were relentless. They, they would come and they would be there. They were always there trying to do something to help him.
Relentless in their pursuit of comfort
For
everybody involved.
yes.
And it actually opened my eyes to what happens here and what I was having to deal with at the time. This is something way beyond what I expected or even envisioned from an organization like this.
In so many ways, they really encircled my mom and our family at one of the most difficult times. But even now, it's still, although I'm emotional about it, I feel like I'm part of this family and who give me that support.
Thank you for everything you've done, and you were a great help, and you tried your best, and I really appreciate it.
They were just there and did everything and took that pressure off of me. And I couldn't have done it without Jasmine Care.
We have a moral obligation to participate in our community.
It makes me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile.
There are only two certainties in life, according to Benjamin Franklin. One of them is taxes and the other one is death. Well, down in Cayman there's only one certainty in life, and that is death. And it gives us all a bit more money to be able to think about donating to charitable causes. And if one area of our community is underserved, I think it's the palliative care sector.